All right, everybody. Tavis back here again with another episode of my tech news segment here with Byte-Sized Balance. We're not even going to talk too long on this. Let's go ahead and jump right into this. All right. Recording this kind of late in the week for y'all today, but just a couple of interesting topics that I wanted to go over that I seen going viral lately online. I had a talk with Brandon S., who was a IT security analyst for a local school system in my area that came on. Y'all make sure that y'all go on my YouTube channel and check out that video. A lot of good clips I've been posting on social media dealing with that talk. Really teach y'all some lessons on security and security awareness, IT security. Y'all tap in with that. I'll probably leave a link down in the description or pin it as a comment or something like that so y'all can readily access that. So yeah, let's go ahead and jump right into this. Got a lot of interesting stuff today. So this is one of the big ones I seen going on right now. Let me see if I can make this a little bigger. Yeah, that was good. All right, so yeah, CarGurus, they got hit with a data breach. CarGurus is clutch because I use that, especially people who have bought a lot of cars over the past. It lets you compare prices on cars. Those who tapped into the car community, y'all know about CarGurus, especially in the United States. Not sure if they're located anywhere outside of the United States, but it really allows you to look at all the cars that's for sale in your area and around the world, and I mean around the United States, so that you can see exactly what the price differences is and what cars are going for, and reach out to car dealerships and private car dealerships about purchasing a vehicle. So car gurus, they got hit with a data breach. 12.4 million accounts were compromised, which is a lot. That's readily a lot. I don't know if my data has been in this or not, but say on February 21st, threat group published a 6.1 gigabyte archive containing 12.4 million records, saying it was from CarGurus. And this is shiny hunters again, our French attackers who have been getting a lot of people in the past. And this past year they just been going crazy. Some of the companies that they already got in the past year, I went over this one. They got Panera Bread, they got Match Group, which is the dating application site that runs Tinder. They got SoundCloud. So it's the same group, man. These people be going crazy out here. They're the same people who got CarGurus. Some of the information that was breached, some of the data that got out was email addresses, IP addresses, full names, phone numbers, physical addresses, user account IDs, finance pre-qualification application data, finance application outcomes, dealer account details, and subscription information. And yeah, they said 6.1 gigabytes of data with all these people, 12.4 million records. That's a substantial amount. Have I Been Pawned, data breach monitoring and alerting platform added it to their data set. Have I Been Pawned is a legitimate source when it comes to telling people about data breaches. You might want to run your credentials through there or run your emails through there just to see if your information is on any of the breaches that they have in their database. It can really give you a good overview of exactly where your information is, and if you need to change your credentials or delete your account or whatever you want to do with that information. But I suggest everybody, I'm not getting paid by them, Have I Been Pawned, but at the same time, it's like, I do recognize a legitimate source. It was actually made by a previous Microsoft engineer, and they're the ones who, you know, put that site out there for people, especially with dealing with data breaches, so that they can research that information and have it readily available for everybody. It says, although CarGurus has not released an official statement disclosing a data breach, so they really didn't even say anything to the public yet about it. Really, Have I Been Pawned was the only one who, came out and said that this information was linked. Here's Shiny Hunter's website where they have the information readily available to everyone on the dark web. CarGurus Inc. over 12.4 records containing PII and other internal corporate data have been compromised. Does that match up with exactly? Yeah. So yeah, 12.4 million. If anybody has ever been on this platform, make sure y'all run y'all information through. Have I Been Pawned? And check out exactly if your information has been leaked in this data breach. Have I Been Pawned reports that 70% of the leaked data was already on its database from previous incidents. Okay, so roughly 3.7 million records are fresh. Since the information is freely available for download, cyber criminals could take advantage of it for phishing attacks. So if y'all get any sketchy emails or phone calls, talking about particular things, it may have came from this data breach if your information was tied up in that. It said the threat group typically uses social engineering, most commonly voice phishing. Voice phishing, guys, that's when they call you over the phone and act like they're a trusted source and get you to give up information to them via a voice rather than standard phishing, which comes through emails. Phishing is actually a phone call or a voice type of contact. And I know in the past they've used things like Telegram. Telegram is really popular in other countries, and WhatsApp and applications like that. Exactly what they use to so they can get your voice and make you think that they're a legitimate company that you do business with and get your information out of you. So yeah, just be mindful of that. Another data breach. I like to go over those on my channel. Um, yeah, so that was a big one that's going on right now. Let's go ahead and dip into the next one we got here. So Reddit, everybody who likes Reddit, I know Reddit is a very well-known social media platform where people can go up there and post anonymously about different topics and issues that they have. It does have some adult content on there as well, and this is really what a lot of what this article right here is talking about. So the United Kingdom, they fined Reddit $19 million for using children's data unlawfully. So they're using people who are under age of the legal age to be on Reddit, and they were using those children's data unlawfully, according to GDPR, who is a global data protection regulation, who regulates all of the cybersecurity frameworks and laws that are implemented inside the European Union and a lot of those European countries. Let's read a little more deeper into it. It said the UK Information Commissioner's Office has fined Reddit 14.47 euros, that's over 19.5 million, for collecting and using the personal information of children under 13. Children under 13, that's really young. Like, sometimes it be, that's very, very minor with adequate safeguards. As the ICO explained in a Tuesday press release, Reddit failed to implement a meaningful age verification system on its platform until July 2025. So anybody who was under the age of 13 before 2025, July 2025, you know, this is exactly where this fine came from. Even though its own terms of service prohibited users under 13, so they went against their own terms of service with this information that the UK fined them on 19 million. It said the data protection regulator also estimated that a significant number of underage children were using the social media platform before July 2025, and that Reddit processed their data without a lawful basis and potentially exposed them to harmful content, whether that's adult content or whether that's content that they shouldn't be looking at. This is really what the GDPR is really strict. If you ever have worked with any frameworks, then GDPR is one of the strictest ones. It's not as cut and dry as a lot of the United States-based frameworks like NIST 853 or SOC 2. It's more of a it's really stricter, and the United Kingdom really doesn't play with their privacy laws, and the European Union. Um, some more information about it. Say Reddit doesn't require users to share information about their identity, regardless of age, because we are deeply committed to their privacy and safety. The spokesperson added the ICO's insistence that we collect more private information on every UK user is counterintuitive in their eyes. With our strong belief in our users' online privacy and safety, we intend to appeal the ICO's decision. Reddit has 121 million daily active users and over 471 million weekly active ones spread across over 100,000 accounts in the community. So Reddit is very popular. I'm sure a lot of you have heard of it. Reddit, I even use it a lot just to touch on different topics. It can be some really insightful information on there, and it's a good platform if you want to ask questions anonymously online, because it's not really tied to your particular identity unless you tie it back to your identity. But it really has a good job of make sure that people are anonymous. But for this data to have been online for children under 13, that's why they got hit with this hefty fine right here. So that's an L to Reddit and an L to CarGurus for not keeping their security posture in line with regulations that they're supposed to be upholding. Um, we're gonna jump into robotics here. Here's some more AI news going on. This one is very interesting. A lot of the fine motor skills that these new AI robotics have been participating in have been mimicking those fine motor skills that are typically only associated with real humans. And this is an example of that. Okay. Let's jump right into it. It said robots can now do tiny handwork like humans, and that's how jobs get replaced. So you're going to see this robot hand right here, who is an AI robot. It's going to pick up a very small marble outside of, I mean, in this metal platform here, and drop it inside of another one of these very small holes. And let's look how accurately it does it. Shout out to robotics, um, the Instagram page. But look at that, man. They picked up that very small marble and placed it in there with tweezers now. So this is a type of task that people could think that humans could only typically do, but now we see that robots can do it as well. So I don't know how alarming that is for people who do this type of work, but this AI and these robotics, man, they're getting more advanced every day. And this is just a testament of exactly what's going on out here right now. Technology is moving extremely fast. Sometimes people say it's scary fast, but at the same time, you have to, pivot your skill sets and pivot your identity to be able to, you know, mitigate these type of issues that may, affect your workforce in the very soon coming years and the very soon coming months of this type of technology. As more businesses invest heavily into this type of technology, to replace human salaries and, replace humans. So that is neat, though. They could get a robot to do that. Yeah. So moving on. Let's see what else we got here. We got a couple more articles and a couple more news that I wanted to go over. Let's see. So Japan, this one is interesting. So Japan, man, they're ahead of the game right now. They have platforms that when people walk on, it's generating that electricity, so the electricity can be used inside of the city for energy. Just by people stepping on it. It says some type of turbine. So it say Japan is testing smart energy idea that turns ordinary footsteps into usable electricity using piezoelectric um, floor tiles installed in busy public spaces. Said these tiles generate small amounts of power every time people walk over them, converting mechanical pressure into electrical energy that can be stored and used for lighting or display. So let's check this out here.
Which converts mechanical pressure into electrical power. A single step can light up 10 bulbs for 20 seconds. This technology is now spreading worldwide, with several European countries implementing it in high traffic areas such as football stadiums and amusement parks. Every bit of kinetic energy is maximized and transformed into green energy, making each step part of a sustainable future. Who would have thought that every step we take is quietly changing the world, turning walking into a glowing experience? How cool is that? Japan generates.
Ain't that neat? Isn't that neat how they turning walking footsteps into electricity? This is just showing that how fast technology is moving and how fast the world is looking at investing into renewable energy sources and alternative energy sources than fossil fuels, which a lot of the world is starting to move away from. I predicted that within the probably the next 10 years that probably within the next 10 to 20 years, fossil fuels probably won't be the primary source of energy, because you got everything like solar, you got biodiesel, you have hydro, wind turbines, things like that, alternative energy sources that a lot of these, government organizations and, Fortune 500 companies are investing heavily in to generate energy and electricity into their environments. And this is I feel like this is a W, man. You could really I don't know if they're implementing any of these inside of the United States yet, but they said some European countries have already adapted this type of technology, and it can really save a lot of It can save a lot of energy costs when it comes to a society, especially the real popular real populated areas. Something like this probably wouldn't work well in like a rural area, like in the southern United States, like somewhere I live, unless it's particularly inside of the large cities or something like that. But even then, somewhere like New York or somewhere like downtown LA might benefit off this type of technology more than somewhere that has more space. And Japan has really, made an innovative decision to implement this type of technology into their infrastructure. So that's neat. Let's read some of the comments. Said Jarvis, turn my footsteps into electricity, footsteps into electricity. Japan is that way. Yeah, so shout out to the Japanese, man. They being innovative and implementing newer technologies. I'm gonna start making sure that I upload these long form content videos too, because I gotta get them watch hours up, and a lot of this content, like I said, I just clip it up because I know that's engaging and bringing more people to my channel. But these long form content, videos is really how you get your watch hours up, so that we can push more toward monetization. I've been had the subscriber requirements for years now, but those watch hours, those what you got to grind through. But we're gonna get there. Y'all tap in. Y'all make sure y'all like the video, comment. All right, let's see. So next, shout out to FinTech Weekly. Y'all know I like to check a lot of their news. So they said why LLMs alone won't deliver RL to financial service. So the financial segment of the business world, like banks and financial firms, are saying that large language models are not they're not getting a lot of the qualities and investments that they need out of it compared to normal humans. It said financial institutions that rely solely on LLMs remain reactive, but those that integrate agents and a contents catalog gain proactivity, efficiency, and insight at scale, writes Alexander Wash. All right. They saying LLMs are not enough alone. It said they can communicate fluently, but they cannot ensure that what they say is aligned with how the business defines truth. It said agentic AI combines with a contents catalog, providing the missing elements. Agents combined with the metadata layer turn LLMs from reactive tools into active participants in financial operations. So pretty much they can't do the human aspect of exactly tying exactly what the rules are inside of the particular organization as well as a human can, and being able to prioritize tasks based on business needs, rather than just a generic response. I don't know if you can, prompt them to act in a certain manner, but especially in, private industries and financial services, a lot of things change day to day. So it really would take a lot of updating if you had some type of automation or something in place so that you can implement that into the large language model so it can know how to respond, quickly when changes do take place within the environment of these a lot of these financial companies, and they're calling it out. Uh, let's see. It says consider these examples: market research. An LLM can summarize news or filings. An agent supported by contextual catalog metadata filters, prioritizes, and highlights what is relevant for their investment decision tailored to an investor. Fraud and compliance. LLMs parse unstructured data. Agents orchestrate anomaly detection using definitions from the catalog, then automate reporting and follow-up tasks to prevent operational risks. Um, So yeah, it's saying financial institutions that rely solely on LLMs remain reaction. So this is a W when it comes to the humans right now, because a lot of these larger financial companies are realizing, that these, AI LLMs are, falling short in particular areas, and they're not really sold all the way on it yet. And not to say that this technology can't get better, but at the same time, it's just letting people know that these type of technologies are still have flaws and still can, lead your operation or your infrastructure into the wrong direction if you rely too heavily on them. Even though technology is moving at a very fast pace. So yeah, that's that. Uh, let's see. We got a couple more here. Like I said, I'm not trying to make this video too long. We already sitting at about 20 minutes right now. Yeah, so we talked about the CarGurus data breach. We talked about the Reddit, how they were fined $19 million. We talked about AI being able to do fine motor skills. We talked about Japan, how they're implementing technology where you can walk and create electricity, which is really cool. Talking about how large financial institutions are, pointing out the pitfalls inside of large language models and using them inside of their enterprise environments. That's nice. Let's go to another one here. A lot of people were saying that this is AI, but we got Shaolin Temple. So the Shaolin Temple, some of the monks at Shaolin Temple are working out with these AI robots. Not sure if this is AI or not, but it says Shaolin Temple in China has started practicing traditional kung fu routines alongside humanoid robots, bringing together ancient martial arts and modern technology. And this is just showing the evolution of AI robots and technology, and seeing how they can mimic human movement. Since Shaolin Temple has started practicing kung fu with robots. Let's check it out.
来，烟饼往后，你往后撤。
Yeah, so some people in the comments said that this is AI, but I'm not sure. But that's just, even if it's not, that's neat for them to be, these robots to be mimicking human behavior like that accurately. Yeah, so I thought that was neat. Let's read some of the comments here. How much per robot? Humans are determined to take us out. Not good. We got Shaolin monks and robots before GTA 6. I like that. Yeah. They said they're gonna release GTA 6 later on this year, but can we believe them? Who knows? GTA, man, that's just one of those things. It has to come out when it comes out, man. You can't depend on Rockstar when they're saying the release date for that for that game is going to come out, man. Yeah. So in other news, we have the Lazaref group. Okay, this is another cyber crime gang based out of the North Korea area. Lazaref. So they shout out to the Hacker News. That's another legitimate source if anybody want to know a lot of these, where I've been getting a lot of my information from. So they use Medusa ransomware. Medusa ransomware is a type of ransomware that can be ransomware as a service, RAAS, where particularly threat actors buy the Medusa ransomware for the Medusa criminal gang, and they help you implement their ransomware onto an organization of your choice, and then they ask for a cut of the money after you fulfill your ransom, or after you gain proceeds from this type of information with cyber criminals. It said the North Korea link Lazaref group, aka Diamond Sleep or Pompulus, has been observing using Medusa ransomware in an attack targeting an unnamed entity in the Middle East, according to the new report by the Semantic and Carbon Black Threat Hunter team. It's a Broadcom Threat Intelligence Division said it also identified the same threat out there is mounting an unsuccessful attack against a healthcare organization in the U.S. Medusa. Let me see if we can open a link in a new tab right here. Yeah, it's a very common type of ransomware that has actually been out for a while. It's actually been out since about 2021, late 2020, 2021, when this type of ransomware was first seen inside of the wild. It said victims include a nonprofit in the mental health sector and an educational facility for autistic children. So the average ransom demand for this type of ransomware attack is $260,000 is what they're requesting from these organizations. Okay. It said then in October 2024, the hacking crew was also linked to a Play ransomware attack, marketing the transition to a off-the-shelf locker to encrypt victim systems and demand a ransom. This is the spikes in ransomware of exactly how it's been going on. 2026 just started, so that's why it's pretty low. But you know, in Q1 of 2025, they were very active. Q2 in 2024, they were very active as well. It said the motivation is most likely pragmatism. Principal intelligence analyst for the Samantha and Combat Threat Hunter team said, "Why go to the trouble of developing your own ransomware payload when you can use a tried and tested threat such as Medusa or Qlin?" You know, it said the Lazarus Group Medusa ransomware campaign includes the use of various tools. These are some of the tools incorporated inside of the Medusa ransomware. RP Proxy, which is a custom proxy filter. Mimikatz, a publicly available credential comfort program. This is a very common one, Mimikatz. If you're in cybersecurity, then you definitely should know about this. Mimikatz, Comebacker, a custom backdoor exclusively used for threat actor, info hood, and information stealer previously identified and used in conjunction with Comebacker. Blinded Can, a remote access Trojan, Chrome Stealer, a tool for extracting stored passwords from Chrome browsers. So yeah, that's you know, just saying that those North Korean threat actors are using this type of ransomware as a service and demanding $260,000 from its people that they compromise. So the use of ransomware by North Korean hackers groups is not without precedent. As far back as 2021, what I tell y'all, a Lazarus subcluster referred to as Andero, aka Stonefly, was observed striking entities in South Korea, Japan, and U.S. with bespoke ransomware families. Shattered Glass, that's another common one. Where they out of? Seem like they out of North Korea as well. But yeah, man, Lazarus Group, they busy right now. Here in late February 2026. Ransomware. Yeah, hold on. So Mercedes-Benz, they got a brain power. This is Mercedes-Benz concept car, has been circulated online for years now, but apparently this particular model of Mercedes-Benz is going to be able to, you know, communicate and drive through brain-powered technology. It says Mercedes-Benz has tested brain-computer interface technology that reads brainwaves actively through wearable sensors to control vehicle function using focused thoughts after calibration. So a wearable brain computer interface reads brainwaves active throughout head sensors, then converts focused thoughts into commands that activate vehicle functions after calibration and real-time signal analysis. So it's reading your brain through this headset here, and so that you can drive your car through it, which is pretty high tech and interesting. Not sure exactly how accurate it is, but Mercedes-Benz is you know, testing the technology. Control things with your brain power. See, this woman here has this headset on. How the brain computer interface works is concentrate on a symbol. Cortex reacts. BCI device measures and analyzes brainwaves, sends signals to an onboard computer. Computer performs function. That's neat. Now I didn't see how exactly this model is going to be, you know, road ready, especially you not being able to see out of the back, just with common, you know, road laws, not road laws, you know, not don't know exactly when they plan on, you know, bringing this model out. Doesn't even have spot for a license plate. They'll probably be able to put one up there, but this is just a concept car, nothing that's you know, etched in stone yet. But Mercedes-Benz is experimenting with that technology. Let me see if it's something else that I wanted to go over, but I think that pretty much wraps it up for this week, guys. Like I said, this one is going to be a short one. I think that let's see. I think it was one that I didn't go over that I meant to. Just checking all of my sources here again shortly. Let's hang on with me here, everybody. Let me see. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it, everybody. Let me see. yeah. Yeah, so that's gonna pretty much wrap it up. Like I said, I wasn't gonna be on here long. Just want to get some of this content out for this week, some fresh new content for y'all. Even though I just dropped the talk with Brandon S. Y'all make sure y'all check that out. I got another had my guy Nate Butler come on. He's a cybersecurity consultant, been in cybersecurity for over a decade. He spent some knowledge. I actually already had him come on the podcast. We're gonna be releasing that podcast talk next week. Got a lot more guests coming on as well. If anything that y'all want to see, anything that y'all want me to go over. Oh, it was one particular one that my homeboy wanted me to go over. Let's see if I can find it right here for you guys quickly, because I didn't see it. It's actually this that C dance that's out right now. Yeah, that stuff is crazy. I definitely wanted to go over that. Let's see. And just, how advanced that technology is. And I was telling y'all, bro, actors, they need to watch out for their job. I've been telling people, but people don't want to listen to me. A lot of this stuff I've been saying, bro. I ain't even gonna hold you. I've been saying a lot of this, but people, as time goes, people gonna realize exactly, that I ain't just talking out of my behind here. So yeah, look at this. So Cdance is an AI model who can, create very accurate cinematic videos that probably would cost millions of dollars and several million dollars in production to create these actual videos. It can do it, at a drop of a dime, and it's very interesting. Hold on.
I can communicate with Conquer Sign Language. You go calm your beast. All right, we have to make them know it's all a misunderstanding.
Yeah, I've been seeing some crazy stuff. The dude from Breaking Bad.
Control. You're not.
The future of jutsu isn't just about
Anime.
It's about vibe coding. With Claude Code, you can manipulate the very essence of a situation. The future of jutsu isn't...
You killed Jeffrey Epstein, you animal!
Exactly what I was talking about. Actors are cooked. Stuntmen are now obsolete. All my people, like I've been saying, but y'all think I just be talking. Y'all think I just be talking, bro. I really don't. Like, you feel me?
He was a good man. He knew too much about our Russia operations. He had to die, and now you die too.
This stuff is crazy, bro. Jackie Chan versus Bruce Lee. Like, come on now. Tell me this don't look real. Jet Li, I mean. This stuff is crazy, bro. And look at all these videos they made. Titanic, alternate ending. Like, World War III trailer. I ain't gonna sit here and go through all of them, but Thanos versus Darth Vader. Like, look at this. I'm actually think I'm going to download it and play around with it and see what I can get out of it. Yeah, bro. So that's C-Dance. It said less than 72 hours. ByteDance, that's the company that made TikTok, released C-Dance 2.0 and has already sparked massive reaction across the internet. Creators, tech enthusiasts, and AI writers are testing it nonstop, sharing results as they leap into compatibility fields immediate and impossible to ignore. From sharp visual quality to more realistic motion, users are highlighting how quickly this model is evolving and what that can mean for the future in content creation. So yeah, y'all watch out, man. Actors. You know, probably they're gonna have to pay them for name, image, and likeness, but eventually they're just gonna make their own characters to play these roles. So, you know, these companies won't have to pay billions of dollars for production and paying actors millions and millions of dollars. But hey, who am I? I'm just a dude that run Byte-Sized Balance. You know what I'm saying? That's all I am. That give y'all the latest and greatest in technology news. Brings professionals on from high-income skills and tech, including other fields, lawyers, content creators. You know, I'm just building my platform up, man. Y'all can choose to listen or y'all can choose not to listen. But like I said, I ain't gonna hold y'all up long today. Wanted to go over all that with you guys. I appreciate everybody that's watching. I appreciate all the supporters. Gonna be running some more promos here lately. Gonna be bringing on some more guests. If anybody in the area or anybody who wants to meet virtually to come on, y'all let me know. We can get y'all tapped in. Got a lot of stuff in the works for y'all. But until next time, everybody, peace out.